Good evening, my friends. DRBMiller here. Welcome to our Destiny world, Destiny 2 Forsaken. It is tonight. Hope you had a good day. Hope you watched our broadcast of Destiny 1 early in the day as well. It was definitely a very enjoyable one. We had lots of missions, story missions that was from Destiny 1. And as you know, we are doing story missions back to back in order to get a refresher, to introduce the story outline to all of our new community members, perhaps some of the new gamers out there as well. As you know, Destiny 2 Forsaken, a new chapter will unravel in September. It is called Shadowkeep, and it is going to be very much connected to the story of Destiny 1. We are going back to the moon. Eris is going to be involved with the missions, and the darkness is going to be closer to the Guardians than ever before. So I thought it was wise to be revisiting the early story missions and basically play them for the first time here on my channel back to back in a chronological order, so that we know exactly what's going on, because lots of people told me they know a bit about the story, but overall they're not quite familiar with everything really that goes on in there. And there are certain names that pop up, such as Warmind and Oryx and Crota, but as to why they were there and what was happening prior to their arrival is still a bit unclear. So therefore we are going through all the missions, and I have to tell you, it's for the first time I'm going through the stories in a chronological order. It is basically my, I think, fourth attempt of coming to the story missions, because I've done 3 of my characters, but I've not played them in a linear fashion, so we jumped in and out, and we basically also completed lots of different quests and strikes and whatever the game was asking us to do. And I have to tell you that the experience of the game in this fashion is considerably different, because we are doing everything in a chronological order. We are following the story, but the story is nowhere near as clear as it should be. And also when you're doing it in the same way as we've done Destiny 1 in the last 3 days, you will discover that there are some repetitive elements in there. Particularly right at the beginning of the game, you're going back to the same area, starting at exactly the same point, and then you're encountering either the same or similar enemies. So I have to say that the approach that Bungie executives took in 2012, when they ordered basically for the narrative to be completely reorganized and provided in a non-linear fashion, was truly ingenious, because I've played it 3 times before. I never had an element of repetition. I never felt that I was really just in the same area. So really a very, very good idea. And as you know, lots of other games picked up on that concept. We've had the worlds of Far Cry and Fallout and The Division and Elder Scrolls Online and many other games doing exactly the same, making it very exciting, very playable, very replayable in fact, and leaving the option for people to go to the story missions as well if they want to do so. This is what we are doing in Destiny 1. Tonight we are focusing on Destiny 2 Forsaken as usual. We'll crack on with our adventures. I completed the first DLC, Curse of Osiris, the other night, which was the day before yesterday. Yesterday we didn't have anything, as Bungie were conducting the maintenance. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Curse of Osiris was completely reworked with lots of activities. It was absolutely packed out with enemies and all sorts. So just to really highlight one of the things said here on the channel previously, many of our community members told us that the first and second DLC were quite bare. There was hardly anything to do, and that's no longer the case. There are lots of adventures, there are many open world events, and there are plenty of story missions with lots of enemies to tackle. So it's been very, very enjoyable. And as I completed, and actually as I was progressing through Curse of Osiris, I did have several quests allocated. So I literally followed the story missions, adventures, patrols, and open world events, and the quests were being attributed to various tasks in there. So presently I've got 8 quests to do, which I believe are one with the other aligned with doing before we progress with Warmind. And I have to say that I'm really thoroughly enjoying my time in Destiny 2 Forsaken. I think the game's been massively improved, and there is a lot more to come, as you know. As you see here on our screen, we also had received this message saying next week in Destiny the Lumina quest will begin for annual pass owners, myself included. Breakthrough is back in the Crucible. Hack the enemy vault. Nessus will be the weekly flashpoint. Assist failsafe by defeating the enemy. Well, I've not gone this far to enter the seasons, but indeed that is going to be the next step. Deployman's here. Hello, Deployman. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us and watching our broadcast, also for being a valued member of our community. How's everything out there in Australia? All good? Is it cold? Donzak told me it was pretty cold in the area where he is. We are experiencing a major heat wave in Europe. And in Paris there was 45.8 degrees of Celsius, nearly 46 degrees midday. It's the hottest temperature recorded in France ever in history, going back 500 years. And they had the same heat in Portugal and Spain. Absolutely breathless, humid and unlivable. In Britain, we've not suffered from this, but we did have some severe humidity, although the temperatures were not particularly high. I have to say, yesterday and today, the early evenings and late afternoons were very, very pleasant. The air was not humid, it was really refreshed, and I spent 5 hours doing various works on my film hub. Basically, I'm selecting films for regular streams on my Film Dialogue channel. We are having a break at the moment because I've been working on Gaming Dialogue channel most of the times, but I'm selecting films for, well, basically 7 different seasons to be streamed on 7 different days, i.e., one season per day during the week. And it was very pleasant to sit outside. I was in the castle grounds and really, really good. And then afterwards, having a stroll around the local area, going to the park, it felt really refreshing. In fact, yesterday I met a very old lady, a neighbour of mine. She's in the late 80s, and I said, well, very nice day today, isn't it? And she said, absolutely wonderful. Such a wonderful break from that dreadful humidity that was pestering us for about 3 weeks. And I agree, because I had some difficulties with sleeping and indeed doing my broadcasts during the evening hours because of that humidity that was persisting, and you really get a bit dizzy and a bit sort of, dissociated, and that indeed is always of my concern. I always have 4 liters of water with me. I drink a lot of water, I drink herb tea, and I'm always properly hydrated, but it's just the atmospheric pressure. We are going to be having some hot weather on Saturday, and they said probably up to 30 in my local area. I think about 32, 33, topping it down in Somerset, where they are enjoying Glastonbury Festival. And generally it's been, the temperature average has been 18 to 20, but it was a bit warmer. It was about 25 in late afternoon, and I thoroughly enjoyed that breeze, because it was breezy both yesterday and today, and therefore very, very pleasant to sit in a park and enjoy all the lovely scenery and do some of the admin. I do my admin usually either here in my office or outside, or at various other places. Today we have the benefit of being in possession of all of those wonderful mobile apps and gadgets and platforms. We can have our tablets with us, our laptop, our mobile phone, a smartphone, and therefore we can do all that work wherever we are, which is truly astonishing. I have to tell you, during the last 10 years I've never been more productive ever before in my life compared to what's been able to get done and completed, particularly during the last few years, with the advancement of technology. And it is remarkable that we can be traveling and doing all the works wherever we are, and completing and accomplishing all the tasks that were there before us. And I remember the days in my teens where there comes 10 or 11 o'clock and everyone would go to bed and people had nothing else to do. Even with TV programs, they would be not lasting all night long, and not many people in Britain at that time had satellite TV. But think about it today, it's all 24/7. People get little sleep, and the activities on the net are literally buzzing throughout the night. Deployment says, I'm good, thank you. No worries, good to see you, sir. Thanks very much for popping in and for being here with us. And Deployment says, it's cold right now because it's 3 a.m. for me, but I have the heat on. 3 a.m. already? Yeah, that's actually very, very late indeed. And I think Tonzak is frequently here with us at around 10 o'clock his time. So 10 and 11, so I remember he said. we have, let me think, so if it's 3 o'clock in there, that is well, 7.5 hours difference, I guess. It must be 3:25. Excuse me. So what are we going to do? Or was it 8 hours? Let me think. Yeah, it is actually 8 hours. Alright, so let's have a look. We are going to be dismissing this bit of news, and just to get back to Destiny 2 world, what we have is a progression. I completed Night Curse of Osiris the other night, so basically my first DLC has been done and dusted in full, but we are going to be progressing to those tasks, the new quests that were allocated. As you could see, my Warlock is now 50,500. I'm not sure as to why the emblem in here is telling us that I'm 40. In fact, I am 50, or maybe even 51 or 52. Once I log in, I'll be able to tell you exactly. And I'm quite happy. I progressed rapidly forward, although I've not gone that far in the game overall, which means I've been rather thorough, engaged with all activity. So today we are going to be carrying on where we left off on Wednesday, and this was at the end of Fire Curse of Osiris. We'll progress to the Traveller, to the city, and then we'll collect those quests and do them one by one. So without further ado, we are going to crack on. Our Destiny 2 streams have not been very busy compared to what we have earlier in the day. Oh, Legends Grow, I got it as well. That's very good. That's another trophy in the bag. I just see, I think I've completed my admin the other day. Just quickly see collections as well. I remember doing them. Yeah. And then my character, as I told you, 5,500. 5,500 with this kit. Now look at me. If you ask yourself, what is he wearing? Well, the shader I'm using is called Atlantis Wash, and I quite like it. For my Warlock, I think it blends in well. And we've got Atlantis Wash on all of those bits of armor, and on my primary as well. Okay, back to the director. We'll look at the destinations, but let me just double check my pursuits. I think I cleaned up the bounties as well. I did indeed. So we are going to be looking for our next adventure. It says here that I need to be doing Warmind complete mission, off-world recovery in the European Dead Zone. But as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tasks in here to speak to Zavala, then to Shax, then to Drifter, Spider, and we'll have also other people to speak to as well, because I've seen about 8 different quests allocated. So let me just have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not quite right. There were some other quests as well, but they probably were not here. Okay, we've got this one, which is ongoing. This is Guardian Bounties. And then we have Soraya in there as well. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to Zavala first, making an impact. We'll travel to the courtyard, the last city. And then once we get there, we'll speak to Zavala. So stand by and get ready to proceed to our next destination. Deployman is asking when cross save comes in, will you be playing it on PC? Well, it's a possibility. It is a possibility, but I still have to carry on with Destiny for Sake. See, I think if I also start with my cross-platform streams, then we'll be looking for quite a variety. And I'm not 100% clear in my mind as yet what the schedule is going to be like, but I think we'll probably keep one game for my daily broadcast, and then we have several days in a week with evenings which are completely community based, and therefore our community members will be able to vote for certain games, and I'll be selecting those games from Xbox Game Pass and PS Now services, and then we can play them straight away. A bit like a taster, for people to get introduced to certain games. And whenever you have a new installment of a franchise coming up, it's a good idea to be revisiting the previous installments, that sort of thing. Or introducing, like DRBMiller channel introduce an obscure game, that sort of thing. And in terms of Destiny 2 Forsaken, we'll have to see. Maybe we'll do Destiny 2 on all platforms. We'll do Destiny 1 on all platforms. I'm open to suggestions. Equally, I'm very interested to hear from my subscribers and followers, our community members, on what they feel would be the best. Because with cross-platform save, we are going to be having an opportunity to bring everyone together, to the same space, and do like one arena for everyone to come in, and that will be definitely very much appreciated. To a tremendous advantage as far as the community content is concerned. So there's a possibility, certainly. Are you playing it on your PC? Are you doing Destiny 2 Forsaken on your PC? We'll go to Zavala first. You see, I talked about this several times. When you are standing on the edge, at the tower, and when you look at the city and the planets and everything, it just looks like it's been designed a lot better than this. This looks like concept art, In there you have mist in the distance, and you can see everything evolving, like for instance this. For me, it looks like concept art. Doesn't look like a fully finished game out there, and contrasted with like a really high resolution and very high quality of the city and all the characters. Doesn't really look right. They really need to remaster this and bring it to the same standards. Deployman says, yes, I do play it on PC. I see. So you are a PC gamer. I assume that you would be also doing it on PlayStation 4. But definitely I look forward to Destiny 1 being released for PC, because, in theory what we do want is having both Destiny 1 and 2 accessible through all platforms, and I really want to see Destiny 1 integrated with Destiny 2, so when you come to one universe, all of those activities are going to be there, and Chapter 1, Chapter 2, it is all going to be made possible in due course, I'm quite certain, and therefore there will be reviving some of the older games, not Bungie, but all the other developers, and bringing them to life. And don't forget, when Project Scarlet, the new Xbox, comes out, they want to have a full backward compatibility to all the games they've ever had, and that is going to be tremendously beneficial for anyone who's been collecting games for years. You'll go back, 17, 18 years, and you'll be able to stick a disc in and watch the game in a version which is even 4K remastered and adapted to the new generation console. So, and you will not need to pay anything extra, which is, going to be of major benefit. I think once Xbox introduced this, everyone else, when it's PlayStation, will have to cotton on, and because they're not doing it, and still presently there is no backward compatibility on PlayStation, which I think is truly awful. They're selling the old games, and these games are remastered for PS4 usage, but many of them are not. Well, they're not expensive, but you still have to pay anything between £5 to £15 for them, and I think that's really not on, considering we already invested our money in those games previously. Alright, so let's go to Zavala. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello, Guardian.
Good afternoon, sir. I've come here to request another mission. Zavala says, making an impact. The city's defense falls on Zavala's shoulders, and Zavala needs proof that he can continue to fight with the Vanguard. Prove your dedication to the Vanguard by completing a strike wearing a full set of Vanguard armor. Okay. So, Vanguard bounties. Daily bounties.
Requisition approved.
Seasonal, is that pursuits? Seasonal. Okay, that's all to do with Nightfall, I think. So let me see. We need to be having a full Vanguard gear. So Deployman will be able to help me with this. Am I wearing a full Vanguard gear? How do I detect what my Vanguard gear looks like? Is that epitomized by certain signs or anything else? Because I can see... Yeah, basically Zavala is asking me to do a strike, and I need to be wearing a full Vanguard armor. So is what I'm wearing here a full Vanguard armor? How do I know what piece belongs to Vanguard? Does it say anywhere? So I'm going to look at this. Does it say Vanguard anywhere? I wouldn't really know. Because if we go to our pursuits, oh, I see. So it's somewhat different now. Complete a strike wearing the full Vigil of Heroes armor set. What is Vigil of Heroes armor set? Do you know? Does anyone know what this is? Vigil of Heroes. Is this what it is? Vigil of Heroes? But where does it say Vigil of Heroes? Is it called Vigil of Heroes? Don't know, really. Let me just see. So what? That would be like a helmet called Vigil of Heroes, and then my gauntlet called Vigil of Heroes, and chest armor called Vigil of Heroes. Like it's called Vigil of Heroes, right? Oh, I see. It's here. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can see it now. Vigil of Heroes. You can get it from Zavala if you turn in tokens. Okay. I don't think I have any tokens. Or do I? Where do I find tokens? Triumphs, character, inventory. not sure where the tokens are. Oh well, I don't have that set, so I can't really.
Are you ready?
You need to do Vanguard quests and bounties from Zavala, says Deployman. Vanguard quests, you can also do strikes. And Nightfalls, I see. So we need to do strikes. Complete strikes and challenges to get Vanguard Tactician tokens and earn level 20 rewards from Commander Zavala. So that's going to take a little while by the looks of it. I see. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look at that again. Look at pursuits, because there are some other pursuits there that need doing.
We will not be taken by surprise again.
Board the World Eater vessel
Damn,
and defeat
protocol
Raid
slow. I
Leviathan.
want
Grow
more
fat from
frequent
strength.
check-ins.
That's a raid.
Make it happen.
Quest the Rat King Screw. Don't know what we need to do in here. Sight should repeat. Talk to Banshee at the tower. Okay, we'll talk to Banshee. It's a bit confusing, isn't it? Because you have milestones and you have pursuits.
One victory is
Countdown
never
to
enough.
0. Drifter visited. Talk to Cryptar.
So many gave their life for this.
It looks like we need to talk to everyone. So we'll go back here. We'll go to Tess. See whether we can
What
pick
can
up
I do
any
for you, Guardian?
daily bounties. We'll take as many bounties as possible. But actually we can't, I don't think. We've got everything ready.
All
Pick them
goods
up.
for trade. Take a look.
Picked them up previously. Yep.
Come see me again, Guardian.
So we'll go to Master Raffle.
A transaction to make, Guardian?
Relics of the Golden Age. Fascinating. I haven't seen designs such as this in... there are Golden Age markers to this weapon that bear further research. If we're going to develop this line of thinking further, I will need fodder for my research. Engrams, to put it succinctly. Deployment says the fastest way to earn them is if you have a ghost shell perk called Vanguard Scanner and play the Lake of Shadow Strike in the EDZ. On the bottom right there's a big circle on the map. I'll have a look at that. Let's see, our ghost shell. Let me see, ghost shell perk called Vanguard. Right. Jabbed projection. No, that's not the one. It looks like. Oh, Vanguard Courier Shell. That's the one, right? Vanguard Courier Shell. Is that the one? Vanguard. A perk called Vanguard Scanner. All right. Vanguard Scanner. No, still nothing. Okay. Deployman says, no, it has to have a perk on the ghost shell called Vanguard Scanner. I don't have any of those, so obviously I have to work for those. It looks like Zavala's quest cannot be completed, because I'll need to be working hard to get all of those. Fair enough, we can keep it in our inventory, not a big deal. Hero of the Infinite. Fox Flight. Do that for the time being. If you don't have on that has the perk, you can get reroll ghost shells from your collections tab. Okay. If you don't have on that has the perk, you can get the roll ghost shells from your collections tab. Okay. Preview. Ghost shells, okay. I'm not sure which one, this would be. Vanguard shell, Warlock shell. Not sure where to find it, to be honest with you. A purple ghost shell, a purple one. Warlock shell, this one, or the Last City shell, which one? The Last City shell, probably. Well, okay, I mean, I can obviously reacquire it. Or any purple, okay. So I bought that shell. No, it doesn't have anything like that. Last City shell, solar weapon analyzer, and crucible scanner. So that's not cutting it for me. Let's have a look at the other one. No, I forgot which one apparently you want. Okay. No. Character. That was the Last City shell. Okay. The Last City shell. Deployment says it's all random, so if you get the Warlock shell, it will not be locked to the perks you just got in, and it's completely random. Okay. So we'll have a look at the rest. Deployment says, just scrap the ones that didn't have the perk you wanted so you do not run out of shards to purchase them. Yeah, right. That's all a bit complicated, I'm afraid. I need to work this out in my head. Because if I keep getting rid of them, I will not be able to remember. What is what, you know? But like I said, it's completely random, so it could be any of those, really. Spending all my bright dust then. No, I'll give up. At this moment, I really will focus on some of those things. Relics of the Golden Age, that's the quest step as well. And Deployment says it doesn't really matter what ghost shell you purchase as long as it is purple or yellow. But I'm running out of currency already, I'm afraid. I don't have you know, that much. So legendary shards, you see I've got 10, so I can't really open this up, which is what would be necessary in here. Let me see what's there for me to do. Pursuits, relics of the Golden Age, legendary engrams picked up, exotic engrams picked up, and fallen defeated. So we need to go. I see.
Circumstances change, but the data remains. Always.
And Deployment says, well, you can earn more by doing strikes. You need to do them anyway because you'll need the tokens. Okay. So it looks like I really need to be doing the strikes as well. Okay. So we need to talk to Drifter and to talk to Banshee. Alright. So we need to talk to Banshee.
What do you think?
Under the hood. Good start. That's a good start. Need more details though. Ins and outs, lots of scouts run on MIDA principles. Crack them open. We'll see what we can find. Under the hood quest up. Diplomat says, and the fastest strike is the Lake of Shadows in the EDZ. It's the big circle on the bottom right of the map. We'll do this next. That's going to be the first one we'll do very shortly. Just bear with me. I'm still looking at all the characters that I need to speak to.
Yep.
We'll pick up all the bounties, you know, make sure that we are in possession of as many as possible. And now we need to talk to the Drifter as well. He's downstairs, isn't he? Let's see. Oh no, there's somebody else in there as well. Shax.
Did you show the darkness what light can do?
I did, sir. I did show the darkness what light can do. And I will do so again if requested. I'm asking for another quest, sir. Armor of Flame. Victory is about more than just winning a match. Shax knows the power of a symbol. He challenges you to win a Crucible match wearing full Season 4 Crucible armor. I don't really think I have that armor yet. I'll accept that as well. Some bounties as well. We've not even tried the Crucible, so could well try it. Guardians defeated. Final blows. Actually, I'll take final blows. Super final blows in the Crucible. Defeat 2 opponents. Okay, defeat 2 opponents.
Don't waste it.
Solid blows. I need to try it. I've not tried the Crucible here at all. And the deployment says you shouldn't get rid of gunsmith materials because they're very important material if you need for everything. No, I will not be getting rid of those. Don't you worry about that. None of that will be got rid of. I'll keep them all because
I value your opinions, Warlock.
certain materials in here are really, really hard to get, like enhancement cores, and we want to make sure that all of those are kept until we are really reaching 700 level. Loads of people are here. Looks busy. Need to find our friend down below. It is taking us a while to get all of that sorted, somewhat unexpectedly. So I thought it would be more or less, straightforward with those quests, but actually it is not. Our friend Drifter is down here.
Been to the reef lately? Heard it's gone to hell.
I've not been to the reef of late, sir. May I just ask you for some other advice?
The thing? Kill anything big lately?
Acting bad, looking good. Sometimes it's not what you win, it's how you win. The Drifter wants you to dress your beast your best and cause a scene. Win a Gambit match wearing a full set of Season 4 Gambit armor. We'll accept this, but I do not have any of that yet. The Drifter has set you on a dark path, but insists you are doing the right thing, regardless of the danger. After all, what better way to stand against the darkness than to embrace it? The cleansed artifact hungers for light. Defeat your fellow guardians. Defeat it. The cleansed artifact hungers for light. Defeat your fellow guardians. Defeat it. Whispers. So that's, I believe, something we'll get in the seasons, right?
Don't waste this. Be smart with this.
Gambit prime bounties, Gambit bounties. Precision kills. Match completed.
Yeah, that was made for you. Don't break that, all right?
Okay.
Hurry back. Gambit's waiting.
Kind of curious about.
You got somewhere to be? How about Gambit?
Complete 2 matches in the quick play playlist. Speak to the spider.
Dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust
No,
me.
I can see now. I've got lots of things to do. And I can pursue it in all sorts of ways. I can do quests separately, or I can do story missions. Deployment says it's the same thing. It's the same kind of thing as the Vanguard quest. Certain armor the same with the Crucible, but when it comes to Gambit, there isn't
What do you need? Talk to me.
any tokens. You just got to play Gambit to get the armor. Okay. Well, we'll try. We'll try. No, I'm not particularly good in anything which is
Jax
PvP
doesn't
related
hear about Gambit, all
because I
right?
don't have
You do you.
upload speed which is adequate. But you know, we'll try. We'll do. It'll be all an experience and a challenge. Acquire Gambit Prime bounty as well. Okay, take one of those.
Gambit's always looking for guardians. You in? Yeah.
Guardian suit.
That was
I'm not 100% sure what that will be, but it looks good though. I think after I completed the first DLC, the game is basically pursuing a completely different direction. And we have loads of tasks and quests in here coming in through different characters, and none of them are really, strictly speaking, story related. But that's quite good, and we'll be kept very busy, and we'll have a variety of different tasks to do, which means there will be well, we'll have lots of those areas opening up for us to explore, so that's all very good. It will provide us with diversity, you know, non-linear kind of gameplay, and that altogether is appreciated. Looking good, I'm happy. And
be safe out there, brother.
what else do we have? Anybody else who wants to talk to us? Spider wants to talk to us, but I don't think he's here. And we have bounties, complete bounties of any type. Okay, so we basically talk to everyone. I don't think that there is anyone else that we need to speak to at
Moats
the
are
moment
dark out there,
here
just waiting, brother.
in the city.
Go get some.
So I need to think what to do next. We'll look at pursuits. And that's... this one is to do with the raid. Rat King's crew. Solve the riddle with other rats, but I'm not sure what we need to do in here. Relics of the Golden Age. Pick up engrams and defeat fallen on messes with Drang. With Drang. Drang must be a weapon, right? Oh yeah, I picked it up. Okay. We can do that. But I think before we do that, we'll do the strike that Deployment recommended. So we'll go there straight away. And we'll look at destinations. We'll go to European Dead Zone, which is here. And then we'll do the strike. Lake of Shadows. European Dead Zone. Stem the tide of taken flowing into the European Dead Zone from beneath the waves. Right? So that's the next step. Select the strike. Launch.
Hey, you see moats out there, you bring them to Drifter. You hear?
Yep. That is what we're going to do. Just bear with me. I need to double check my messages to see if anybody else would have come in since we started.
You ready to ship out? There's enemies.
Indeed I am. I'm looking forward to this. It is going to be an exciting few hours ahead of us, I can assure you. I'll have a bite to eat before
Where
we
do Prime Evils come
cap on
from?
as well.
Ascending Plane.
Very briefly.
Oldest taken I could find.
before I carry on, I want to see the weaponry. See whether I'm properly kitted up.
Guardians are always welcome aboard the dinner.
Shotgun. 2 shotguns I've got there. Well, that is not really going to work. To put my automatic weapon on. Foregone conclusion. Keep this shotgun on. Okay. Got that sword. We'll enjoy the view for a moment. As you could see, this view here again is not as detailed as the other one in Destiny 1. This is a bit of beef for me here because I would prefer every single bit of the map to be equally well designed. So we are going to that strike Lake of Shadows. Deployment says it's the fastest strike in the game. Well, I've done it before, so let's revisit. And we'll do all these other tasks bit by bit. In actual fact, maybe not. Maybe we'll do a few and then we'll carry on with our story mission. Because I'm quite curious to see what's out there in the War Mind, and we have certainly an opportunity to try the game through many different angles. So we can do a bit of Gambit, a bit of Crucible, you know, try out different things. And then we'll carry on with the story as well. I think what can happen easily is you collect loads of bounties and then you lose sight of what needs to be done. And loads of these are daily bounties, so they don't really matter, you can pick them up every single day. And I think the beauty of it is, I guess, to be completely unconcerned and simply proceed with whatever is out there. You can try the game through story missions or the strikes or Crucible, whatever you feel is most enjoyable for you. And what I like about it is that you will have different bounties and quests attached to every one of those activities, and that's very good. It's better than Destiny 1, where some of the activities were not getting the same degree of reward. And therefore it is, I guess, a lot more worthwhile. So we are doing exactly what Deployment advised us, and that is pursuing the strike, Lake of Shadows, in the European Dead Zone. The time has come for us to proceed. So somebody else died from there. Immune.
The Taken compromised a Red Legionary. It would explain how organized they've been. Without Oryx, I didn't think they could still, well, take.
Ikora and I will investigate. Meanwhile, contamination is clearing across the region.
That was very
The
fast.
Fallen are chattering about this on every feed. As much as I hate to admit it, we have a common goal when it comes to protecting this place. It's their home too.
Well, this is a bit ridiculous, isn't it? What's the next activity going to be? Don't think I managed to get anything in there. Deployment says you got pulled into the last part. Yeah, because the matchmaking, they brought me in to somebody else's game. Probably the third person left in there, and therefore I was brought in. Doesn't matter. We'll see. We'll do it again. I see it's on replay. It's on loop. No worries. We'll do it again.
Then Operation Stormcoat can begin. A local band of Taken has holed up in a neighboring hydro plant.
They seem rather fond of it. At this rate, I'll have Taken muck in my tea by day's end.
I'll need to take a short break, my dear friends, and I will be back very, very shortly. Deployment says, yeah, there is a couple of ways to increase how much tokens you earn in a strike, and if you're doing it in a fire team of 3 with the same buffs as you, it will pay out really fast. That's great. I will be back very, very shortly. I just need to attend to something, and as soon as I come back, we'll continue with our strikes. So bear with us. We'll take a 5-minute break, and hope you guys are going to be also stretching and having a breath of fresh air, having a cup of tea, and then we'll carry on.
Welcome to Operation Stormcoat, Guardian. The Taken run rampant out here, even without their king to lead them.
They've occupied a water processing plant nearby, and their very presence is poisoning the environment.
We need you to confirm what they're doing. Evaluate and neutralize.
Oh yeah, environmental damage. Bad for you squishy types.
One of my teams reported Taken energy infecting the water supply. Our purification tech can only do so much. If the contamination spreads, people will die.
The Taken fog cleared up as soon as the blight went down.
If the blights can be killed, then perhaps their infection can be reversed. You lot are going to save lives today.
We're making good progress, but Taken energy readings are still off the charts.
There must be a source. The Cabal hurt us, Guardian, but the Taken could ruin the EDZ forever. Put an end to this.